We're gonna have a chat. That's.
Looks missed out. No, it's a skull. Oh, it is a skull. No, it's not a skull. I can skull it.
Let's do it for this then.
Cameron.
Cameron.
Okay. To Caitlin.
To all of you. Have a good time.
No, I'm having that.
Wait, let me get it.
Oh my god.
Johnny.
You put me out face.
Wait, yes! But wait! But that means everyone is gonna see it.
Exactly. And what's my face?
I thought they were all gonna be your face.
I did consider it, but I'm like, that's a little selfish, right?
Alex, you gotta hold them each like this. Come on.
That is hilarious.
I love it.
Where did you get this fat face photo? Holy
Love it.
crap.
Show me?
Best.
Some of them are from your wedding.
How'd you pick two photos?
Yeah, this one's stuck.
Show me, Cam.
I like that you got one with a moustache. Why did you get me in your size?
I did it. Those are your size.
Are you sure?
That's why
That's quite. Yeah, people are actually gonna see this. Yeah.
But on my ones, they're not.
Harry, I didn't get any good photos of me. They're all the same.
Very awkward position. But then I'm like that.
I love it.
You're on point as well.
Wow, very white. very white faces. Oh, it's a good level hilarious.
That looks like you have hay fever that day. Oh, am I blowing my nose in any of these?
Guess what's happening, boys? We're getting grace.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Now give me a hug.
Don't get the makeup on.
Yeah, what is it doing? We're doing triple double.
I mean, yeah, we're just gonna.
Cameron, just slow.
Let's see.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
I'm gonna still get it.
No, it's pretty close to perfect. This is like the intro for Love This thing.
Great. You don't think so?
No, look at
Yeah, it's very windy.
it. What are you trying to do?
Oh, you want some?
Oh, yes.
My ass.
Yeah.
Should I face it the other way?
Okay, look at mine, look at mine, look at mine.
Mom, how's that safety pin going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Next time we'll be.
And then it will be next time there'll be a flower boy and a flower girl.
Yeah.
One out and two.
Yes, yeah, don't worry, I'm saying.
Cam, do you want Echo with you all the time?
Yeah.
Cam?
Where do you want us?
He's decided it's.
Yeah, nice.
Casual or smiling?
Like, look at me, look at me first. Across this way. I don't want to get makeup on.
You're going to spend a long time getting off all this white today.
Okay, that's not there. Photo bomb.
And also, Dad, do you
Lovely. Lovely. You got to get that smile tonight.
All right. So, Mummy and Dad get dressed. They're on their way. You okay?
Go get dressed.
Yeah, we're in.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so awkward, but it's like I've got to get used to it. Yes. So fun. Yes, so sweet. Don't. Did you just put lipstick on me?
No, I haven't got any
Can't do
lipstick.
that.
I haven't got any lipstick on. You're
That's
fine.
okay.
Fine.
I haven't got any
I know,
lipstick.
you can't do it. I can't do that. I haven't got any lipstick on.
You look so
I'm
pretty.
sorry.
Fun. Beautiful. It's so crazy, it's here. Woo. Today is the day.
I love it with the legs. Go a little. Gorgeous. You've got to be in the middle, you see, Kate, because you're the main runner. There we go.
Guys, this is weird.
I love it. Look at that. Hi, guys. Woo. Okay.
We don't care about
Penis to your
Seats. This now is the last, and it's funny.
Today's your day! It's like not even far from the truth. I'm just gonna put that. Yeah. Perfect.
Come on, Johnny. We need the
sorry.
Then we need the bobby pins.
Yeah.
You gotta do all of them, but that's later.
But maybe just for this one, we can just do this.
Oh, do they all go across?
Yeah.
Then
All-
just do them so
Do
they're
them.
done. Yeah.
But we've got to actually do them with bobby pins. Not the time frame.
No, it's
We're
all
not
coming
going.
up.
We're not better than Sunny House. So you
Take it all later.
Sitting on the edge of hands and knees.
Okay. We'll fix the toes now.
You're looking great.
Yes.
Is your toes all good?
Toes are great. Thanks so much. Other shoe.
I just don't want you like bending. Like,
Yeah, no,
that's
I
just
appreciate
beautiful.
this. Makes me look good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, don't worry. That's there. Can we get some of?
Okay. Hey. Oh.
And again.
Oh wow, what a backdrop. You look gorgeous. Seriously, great fit. Oh sorry, I've got to watch I don't sound not woke enough, you know, they'll think I'm
Go give her a hug.
sad and curious. Look at that, man. You look $1 million.
Mwah.
No, really.
Thank you.
All that was fun, eh? Losing,
so
you know, an exercise, you know, doing mini
The
marathons.
dress looks beautiful.
Sorry. Yeah, oh, the hair particularly.
The dress looks beautiful.
No, but it's you know, men only see the package.
Let's make you ready.
They only
Looking good. Everyone, look at me. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
She's trying to get hold of it.
That is the dress. Cool.
It's right.
It's so don't get a bunch of them.
Is it easy?
Yeah.
Have Ryan come in. This is our little space. And you're standing here.
Just getting
So
everything.
front.
Beautiful. You know what?
This.
You can tell her she can open it.
I'm going to get her to knock on your shoulder.
It's a very nice tree.
He's like
very nice.
the watch praise every time we had a function.
That's gonna make me
I love this.
Stop! So
Full I know.
When she came out for this. Are you allowed to kiss?
No.
It's true, it's your wedding.
Absolutely.
We're gonna go cry. So too much.
We have to get out of the way.
You guys look
We're
great
here.
too.
Thanks for coming. We're getting married. Okay, now what?
It's so beautiful. And it's so good. I don't actually like weddings.
That's my date.
Echo. We know.
She loves. She was like,
Information for both of you, and
Yep.
this part here.
I'm not married to anyone else.
You know, sure.
I'm not
What about in, like,
a pre-committed
kindergarten?
relationship.
Are you over 18?
I think so. Yeah, for sure. Excellent. That is scary. You sure it's the right line? For sure.
But remember to do your middle name as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Otherwise.
We have to get a name change later or mess everything up.
Oh, I do like drama.
You gotta put your Instagram handle over.
Oh,
Make sure everyone's
tag, like, subscribe.
Parties to
Yeah, that's not you. Yeah. And then again, bridegroom and bride. Does it say, or does it say person one?
to the marriage.
I don't think you have to change your name. Boy, oh boy, that's a pro.
I'll just copy Cam's signature.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Sam
the
did.
Now this.
marriage certificate. You can do. We'll step back.
If you get
No, I'm
With
saying.
that on the
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
I do some rose.
Now I need to make sure it's the right one.
do a deadlift.
Yeah.
Make sure it's
It's all in the. It's in the bridegroom.
Nancy, you're getting there, Tay. Okay, now swap.
Amazing. I did that too quickly. I think. Hold on, let me fake it.
חג ושבת ביום א' בחודש אדר בשנת 5783 למניין שאנו מונים כאן בסידני במדינת אוסטרליה בין צבי ויהודית ואמרה הכתבה All right. You witnessed they were very willing.
We did. Yeah.
One of you going to bend over.
Yeah, I'll put it on my back first. There we go.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah. That's nice to do. Yeah.
Practicing that.
I have no idea.
Hebrew. Oh, it's not, and it's open.
Who I love, whom I love, and who loves me.
We have committed ourselves to one another with joy and hope. May there be tenderness between us, gentleness and understanding, a readiness to forgive each other's faults. May I always be worthy of my beloved's trust, and may we be faithful friends, each a help and support to one another, so that we can grow together in beauty of spirit. Amen.
New life. I pray that the home they establish will be built on firm foundations.
May the love that binds them be strong and everlasting, and may their hearts be filled with patience and understanding for one another. May the blessed with health, courage and good fortune, their love and friendship deepening through the years.
May the family they create be a strong part of our larger family, united in lasting affection.
And the last one.
May the divine presence illuminate their home and their lives, always blessing them with unfailing love. Amen.
May there be no veiled forms of such as God, so that we may see and recognize God's presence.
I have seen you and know that you love me. May God bless our union and may God's presence be with us always. Eternal, our gods, sources of all creation, we pray the ability to love and understand be recreated for us every day. May you endow us with the strength to be ever sensitive to each other, and may the blessing of companionship rest upon us always. On this, our wedding day, and on all days to follow, protect us from all harm, fill our home with your light, fill our hearts with your love. Remind us never to take each other for granted. Guide us, God, to create a life together filled with respect, loyalty, kindness, and laughter. Bless us, God, with health and happiness and love. Amen. That do good.
Now, you can do it.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. May God bless and protect you. May God's face shine on you and be present with you. May God's love always surround you, bring you beautiful peace and many blessings.
Anyway, we're not saying it. Nowhere near it.
Damn, you gotta do it in one breath next time.
That was one breath. You're in. You're in. What are you doing here?
Log in. I thought it was on you. I thought we all had to gather. You got to remember. Give him straight over. Come on.
No, you're 100% right.
You need like a puppy cam. I just want to. It's getting twisted.
Camera pretend like they happen.
It would be very on brand.
I'm going to break that tree.
Yeah, that's it.
For a gift? Yeah.
There's a big step there.
Yeah, it's easy.
Maybe it's the way you play your game, but it's so good. I've never known anybody like you, but it's so good. I've never dreamed of nobody like you. And I've heard of a love that comes once in a lifetime, and I'm pretty sure that you are that love of mine. 'Cause I'm in a field of dandelions, wishing on everyone that you would be mine.
Most awesome, glorious, and blessed God, grant your blessings to this bride and groom. Surrounded by loved ones whose joy and prayers are with you here, you stand at this chuppah, this canopy, the symbol of the Jewish home. May your home be a shelter against the storm, a haven of peace and a stronghold of faith and love. At times of new beginnings in Judaism, we say a prayer called the Shehechianu prayer, which gives thanks for us reaching this moment and this time. I'd like to ask anyone who knows it to say it together with me for this day and this celebration. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Be good if the rabbi knew it, wouldn't it? In this union, the sacred work of creation goes on. God joining man and woman, God planting the divine likeness within them. You were both created in the divine image, and may the union of Cameron and Caitlin animate the divine in each other, and may each help the other to grow in God's likeness. They're going to share the first of 2 cups of wine in our wedding ceremony, and they are going to be drinking their wine from a cup which was given to Cameron when you were born by your grandparents, Ron and Jeanette. And Ron is here today representing all the grandparents from Caitlin and Cameron, and what an incredible and beautiful connection to use this cup that has come from the generations before, and now both of you are going to use in your marriage and in your future together. Wine is a symbol of joy and sweetness and blessing, and I know that your families have been that for you both. And especially at this time when you share this first cup of wine, we think about your grandparents and all that they have given you through the people that they were and the ways that they've shaped who you are, either directly through the ways that they've touched your lives or through your parents who carry on their legacy and their blessings. And especially now at this time, we think of Ron and Jeanette, Connie and Jesse, Dennis and Val, Maury and Joan. We honour them, we're grateful for each of them, and this cup now is a part of your future, connecting you with the past and looking forward to the future ahead. And Ron has chosen a special wine for you. Apparently it's the best kosher wine you can buy. So I don't know how good it's going to be, but it's the best one possible. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'yitir lanu et hanesuin v'nesuot lanu al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. And on the day of their wedding, bride and groom are like king and queen. They do nothing for themselves. So their parents are going to lift the cup of wine to their lips like good servants as they have been through their life. There we go. Okay. So hold it together and give it to...
This one. It's pretty good wine.
It is? Oh, there we go.
The kosher wine, it's good.
And now we're going to ask our special messenger to bring the rings for the next part of the ceremony. Come on, Echo. Oh, good girl. Good job. Practicing all week for that. First of all, we want the ring for Cameron to give to Caitlin. And we put it on our right index finger at this moment because, according to Jewish tradition, that finger is connected directly to our heart. And so I ask you now, Cameron, to place the ring on the finger of the one that you love. And I ask you in the presence of God and these witnesses, do you, Cameron, take Caitlin to be your wife, to love her, honour her, and cherish her?
I do.
Now you're going to hold Heaven and say these words after me. Hare,
Hare,
at,
at,
mekudeshet,
Mekudeshet, Li,
betabaat,
Betabeat,
zo,
Zor,
kedat,
Kedat,
Moshe,
Moshe, for Israel.
With this ring,
With this ring,
you are consecrated to me,
you are consecrated to me
as my wife,
as my wife,
according to the traditions
according to the traditions
of Moses and Israel.
of Moses and Israel.
Ani vedodi,
Vedodi Li.
I am my beloved's,
I am my beloved's,
and my beloved is mine.
and my beloved is mine.
Okay, she's going to wear it on. And now we need the ring for Caitlin to give to Cameron. Well, Echo couldn't work that out. It's a Jewish genius dog, you know. Okay, right. Place the ring on the finger of the one that you love. And I ask you now, Caitlin, do you take Cameron to be your husband, to love him, to honour him, and to cherish him?
I do.
Now repeat these words after me. Hare,
Hooray. Ata. Mekudash. Li. Batabaat. Zo. Kedat. Moshe. V'Yisrael. With this ring, you are consecrated to me as my husband, according to the traditions of Moses and Israel. Anila Dodi, Ladodi V. I am my beloved, and my beloved is me.
He's going to wear it on. We now have the ketubah, the Jewish wedding document that we signed earlier. Our witnesses will testify this is the same one that we signed. Excellent. And it reads, on the first day of the week, on the 11th day of the month of Adar, in the year 5783, corresponding to the 5th day of the month of March in the year 2023 in Sydney, Australia, the groom, Cameron Wasilewski, said to the bride, Caitlin Lawrence, be my wife, according to the tradition of Moses and Israel. I will love and honour and respect you and work for our mutual sustenance, living with you as your husband. The bride said to the groom, be my husband, according to the traditions of Moses and Israel. I will love and honour and respect you and work for our mutual sustenance, living with you as your wife. The bride and groom promised and undertook through this holy covenant of love and respect, of peace and companionship, to establish a Jewish home, a sanctuary dedicated to godliness in accordance with the ideals of Jewish marriage. All this has taken place in the presence of our witnesses, and all that is written here is valid and binding. So this now, Caitlin, becomes your property. So I'll give that to you to hand on to your very special retinue there, and also the marriage certificate, so Australian law will also acknowledge this very important moment. You can share that one. What an incredible blessing it is to stand with you both in these sacred moments beneath the chuppah. This is a magical time suspended between worlds, where we look back at the journey you've taken to reach this moment, and we look forward to the future that you are now creating together. It's a time of gratitude and thanksgiving where we celebrate all of who you are and the truly special relationship you share. There is something so beautiful about the two of you. You have a sparkling energy and a radiance which shines out into the world, and it lifts everyone who encounters you, and we are all so blessed by the magic you create together, and we all feel grateful that we are part of your lives in this moment of celebration. There's a wonderful teaching from the Baal Shem Tov, who was a great Jewish mystic, who says that each of us shines our own individual light into the world. And when we marry and join our lives together with someone else, our individual lights entwine with those of our partner, and we shine an even brighter and more radiant light out into the world. You both shine light. You are bright and sparkling, and it's a magical light which glimmers and illuminates the path that you will now walk together, and all of us blessed to know you. When we see you look in each other's eyes, there is such love and respect and admiration. You truly treasure one another and lift each other. You give each other the courage to embrace new challenges, knowing there's somebody ready to catch you if you fall, and to give you wings to fly with their knowing presence, their supporting love. You are both incredibly compatible in many, many ways, but especially in the planning of this wedding, which has been unlike many that I've ever seen. You are so organized. There are spreadsheets and lists and Google Docs and invites, and really quite amazing. When I asked you both what you admired about the other and what you were looking forward to in the future, these are your answers. Cameron said he loves your to-do lists, and he loves how much he loves in assigning you things to do from those to-do lists. And Caitlin, you said that you're looking forward to having a family calendar now with the kids and presumably Echo's activities all neatly charted out for everyone to see. So if this is not a match made in heaven, I don't know what is. You both also love nature, and you are such natural people, which makes this setting and this moment in this place even more magical. You are so genuine and kind and caring. You are compassionate, and you appreciate each other and the seemingly small moments, like when you lie in one another's arms and share your day, or go for your weekly walks, ending, of course, with brunch, and talking together, discovering more about each other and uncovering the layers deep within you. You enjoy challenges and working together to overcome them. You push one another to be all that the other can be, and you are there encouraging, supporting, and caring. You are each other's friend and confidant and cheerleader. Today you stand beneath this canopy, this chuppah, which represents the home that you are creating together. The top, the talit, represents the sacred holiness of your connection and relationship, the way you have both embraced Judaism and its traditions, and you've made them your own, bringing both your families along on the journey with you, guiding and teaching. And this chuppah, this home you are creating, is symbolic of your families and their support and love, which has guided and nurtured you throughout your lives. They've shaped who you both are. Your parents have inspired you by the relationships that each of them share, by the people they are in the world, and the ways they have supported and cared for you, helping you to be and become. This chuppah, this home, was handcrafted by your families and reflects the deep connection that you all have with nature, the land, and the love that they have for you. The wood comes from the Mossy Point property, which has been in your mother's family, Caitlin, and is a place of refuge for you all. It's a place that holds beautiful memories, and they now form part of this chuppah, infusing this space with the magic of Mossy Point. The wood was chosen by your father, Caitlin, and crafted into a chuppah by your father, Cameron, and this talit on the top was given to Cameron, your father, by your mother's father when they got married, I think, yes. So that is also another beautiful connection to family and to this moment. Every part of this home reflects who you are and who they are in your world. And you are blessed to have family represented today, as I said, by Ron representing all the grandparents, and you share dinner with him every single week. And you have amazing parents, incredible siblings who are your friends and supports. And of course, all these beautiful friends and extended family here to celebrate with you. I know that family is so central to your lives and to who you are, and you are looking forward to growing your family beyond Echo, who we are very grateful is here today. When I asked you both about the future, you said you were looking forward to adventures, to being together, traveling, exploring new places and ideas, and experiencing every moment with one another, and seeing the world always through each other's eyes. So now, as you take those first steps into the future as husband and wife, I ask this blessing for you. Eternal God who blesses us, we are made in your image, we live in your world to work and create, to love and be loved, to rejoice and be fulfilled, and to share ourselves with those we love. Grant that this couple who love each other find a full measure of joy and satisfaction in your world. Bless them, Eternal One, that they may continue to be a blessing to all they meet on life's way. Cameron and Caitlin, in these, among all things, may you be blessed in loving one another, in appreciating how you are alike and in treasuring how you are different, in sharing your lives together, in peace and serenity in your home, in the fulfillment of living and growing and achieving together, in the warmth and companionship of family and friends, and in realizing your fondest hopes and dreams. We come now to the Sheva Brachot, the 7 wedding blessings. There are 7 because in Judaism 7 is a significant and important number. It's the number of wholeness and holiness, and we hope that these blessings will confer that upon each and every day of your lives together. We have a group of people who have each been asked to recite or to create a blessing for Caitlin and Cameron at this time. So if I could ask, if you're one of those 7 blessing people, if you could come forward. I think there are some pairs, so there's more than 7 people. And Cameron and Caitlin have thought, if you all come behind me over here, that would be amazing. Cameron and Caitlin have thought of the values and which are going to guide them through their lives. Beautiful. And I will invite each of you to come and recite your blessing. So first, we have trust and honesty.
Oh, I get first.
You do. And Diane and Annie and the Glucks are going to recite this on behalf of the Glucks.
Where the Glucks? Oh.
Just, yeah. Just,
Do I need this? Yeah. Ah, okay. One of the things I feel with both of you is absolutely safe. And safety comes only from trust and honesty, which you have in abundance. Oh, and just wishing you a lifetime of having that through yourselves, through your children, through Echo, and through your community.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And now, prosperity and success. We have Paul on behalf of himself and Marie.
May you be blessed with the gifts of careful thought and resilience so that you can achieve your aims. May you relish creativity, keep a keen eye on your purpose, remain flexible, thrive and flourish together.
Oh. Do you want to just give them a blessing?
Happiness, love, happiness, and just special things.
Thank you. Give them a hug. Give them a hug. And that was Doris. And now we have curiosity and learning. We have Adam on behalf of himself and Heidi and Ben and David and Nina.
Thank you. May your lives be blessed with the facets and intrigues of the world. May your interests continue to guide your experiences in depth and breadth. May you continue to learn together through common experiences, providing you with a stronger bond. May you improve your relationship with the world, learning about and celebrating its diversity, and always yearn to educate yourselves further by traveling this world and conversing with its people.
So beautiful.
Now, adventure and exploration, we invite Ivan, who's here on behalf of Suzanne, the Sochas, and all the people from overseas who have not been able to travel, but whose presence we feel with us as surrounding with love under the chuppah.
Thank you. May you both choose to follow our family's rich history and desire to journey into new lands, meet new people, and build experiences across the globe. May you both grow may you both grow and nourish your sense of adventure with travels abroad, new cultures, new escapes, building everlasting friendships, and enriching those around you on your return with delightful stories from afar. May you both encourage, support, and lift each other's spirits, like the wind is, to take that risk, explore that new country, take that new job or any new dream that you may have. Your love, your friendship, and your bond as a couple will grow stronger as you explore, seek, and venture together. Congratulations.
Parents on, what's yours? Joy and humour.
Joy and humour.
There we go. Whatever blessing you want.
I've got this, which I was going to say a hell of a lot more, but Jackie told me I wasn't allowed to. Not you, that one. Blessed is the human capacity for joy, embodied actually in the symbol of wine. May you find something to celebrate every day of your lives. Never take each other's love and support for granted. I know you won't. And may your cup of wine be forever flowing, and occasionally you may have a gin tonic.
Take that. Go give them a hug.
Give her a hug.
Yeah. We're hugging people. And now we ask Phil on the topic of family and friends from Shirley, Paul, Louise, Marie, Chris, and all of your grandchildren.
Caitlin and Cam, may you always be blessed with the awareness that you are an essential part of an eternal circle of family and friends. May there always be love, trust, support, and laughter. May the surface of the ocean glisten like greenstone, and may the shimmer of summer dance across your path forever. He aroha te aroha. Love is love.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody who has conferred blessings on Cameron and Caitlin. And now we're going to invite Ilan, who will do the traditional Sheva Brachot.
If you want to hug me afterwards. Actually, I'm supposed to come under the water with you.
You do a really good job. You might get that hug. You okay to hold that?
Mazel tov, everyone.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei pri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehakol bara lichvodo Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam יוצר אדם אשר יצר את אדם בצלמו בצלם תמות תבניתו והתקין לו ממנו בניין הדעת ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר האדם איי סוס תסיס ותגל הכרה בקיבוץ בניה לתוכה בשמחה לתוכה בשמחה ברוך אתה אדוני משמח ציון בבניה שמח תשמחים אהובים כשמח היצירך בגן עדן מקדם ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חתן וכלה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר ברא ששון ושמחה חתן וכלה אשר ברא ששון ושמחה חתן וכלה גילה רינה דיצה והדבבה ואהבה ושלום ורעות גילה רינה דיצה והדבבה ואהבה ושלום ורעות מהרה אדוני אלוהינו ישמע בערי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים כל ששון וכל שמחה כל חתן וכל כלה, כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה, כל מזהלות חתנים מרופתם, ונערים ממשתי נגינתם. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חתן עם הכלה. תודה, תודה.
Wine to drink together. Just hold it together. Yeah, beautiful. I hear it's in a band. That's why not to the. Hold on, I just have to make this lower because I'm short. Oh, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you. As you have both shared wine from a single cup, so may you under God's guidance share contentment, peace, and fulfillment from the cup of life. May you find life's joys heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and each of its moments hallowed by true companionship and love. In the presence of your witnesses and in the keeping with our tradition, you've spoken the words and performed the rites that unite your lives. Caitlin and Cameron, you are now husband and wife in the sight of God, the Jewish community, and all people. And I'd like to ask everyone here now just to take a moment and send your blessing to this beautiful couple. Send them your intentions, send them your love, and surround them with that peace. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless and protect you. May God's face shine on you and be present with you. May God's love surround you and bring you peace and beautiful blessings now and always. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
We conclude a Jewish wedding ceremony with the breaking of a glass. This act reminds us of the holy city of Jerusalem, the trials she's endured through the ages, and our insistence on keeping her in mind even at the happiest of occasions. It also reminds us of the broken souls in this world who wait still for a day of celebration and joy. And as we include all of them in our thoughts, we ask that God make their lives whole and bring them the happiness that Cameron and Caitlin share. And between now and then, we pray that however many pieces these glasses break into, so may Cameron and Caitlin's happiness be multiplied. And at the end of the breaking of the glass, we're all going to say together, Mazel Tov. Let's practice. Mazel Tov. It means congratulations. It's giving them good wishes and love. So we'll shout Mazel Tov and then we'll clap and be joyful and very spontaneously happy. Here we go. Not planned at all. You send and you send. Okay. You got this, Caitlin. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
No. Mazel Tov! Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Elanu. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov! Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Elanu. Elanu, Elanu. ולכל ישראל, אלנו, אלנו, ולכל ישראל, דוד מלך ישראל, חי וקיים, דוד מלך ישראל, חי וקיים, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Elanu, 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 Ole Kol Yisrael, Elanu, Elanu, Ole Kol Yisrael, David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam, David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Hey, Elanu, 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 Ole Kol Yisrael, Elanu, Ole Kol Yisrael, David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam, David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. Eivenu shalom alechem, Aveinu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem. Ay 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 ay. Ay la 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 la. Eivenu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom alechem, Eivenu shalom.
We get it almost every night, and when that moon is big and bright, that's a supernatural light. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight.
Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Elanu. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Elanu. Elanu, Elanu, Ulechol Yisrael. Mazel Tov.
That's right, it's done. We are with you all night.
I don't know if you know, but Cameron has been my brother from when I was born. And from the second I was born, I looked up to him.
Whether we were swimming and I was pretending to be Ratchet and he was supposed to be Clank, and we were swimming on the side of the pool, he was always the one showing me the way. And that worked well for us. But we also had some problems. Whether it was cleaning the pool by using the hose to pour the dirt into the pool, which then required us to pay $200 to Dad to get it fixed. Or also when I trusted him with my life, literally, when we were in Whistler and we were having a great bath together and we were talking about how great first level ski school was when I was 5 years old, and Cameron goes, "I think you should eat this soap." And I'm sure you wouldn't be surprised that I said, that probably does sound like a great idea. So I ate the soap, and then it meant that I wasn't able to ski for 2 days. The point I'm trying to say is that I've put too much responsibility in Cameron, but ultimately, he's been my brother from the very beginning. And I can't imagine a better friend, a co-founder, and just a partner in life to be with. But that's when it got complicated. Cameron said he'd had girlfriends in the past, but it wasn't very much, "Hey Daniel, meet this new best friend for you." So it was a bit rough when I first met Caitlin, and I was told this is gonna be maybe my future wife. And I thought, I don't know if there's enough space, to be honest. You know, Cameron and I are pretty close. Like, I don't know if I really like the current situation that we got going right now. So to be honest, I was a bit concerned. The first time I met her, I thought this is fine, especially because this great girl walked in. I think she was 19 years old. I was also 19, and I wasn't too scared because the first thing she did, walked into the house, represented herself perfectly. Amazing. But then someone asked her to get some water for the table, and I took a sip, and it was hot water. So just double check tonight. I don't know if Caitlin has a preference towards hot water. But then what happened is that I grew to share Cameron, essentially. And since then, I've realized that it's not just a duo, that actually there is a lot of space. And that Cameron may be my best friend and the perfect person I'd love to spend any time with. I don't know if you know, but Cameron and Caitlin spent a week apart before tonight. That meant sadly he was living in my house, or in my parents' apartment. And we had a great discussion where he said to me, "I hate spending time with you, but I wouldn't want to spend the time with anyone else," which is the perfect antithesis. We fight constantly, but only like brothers could. So now that Caitlin has become part of the family and this part of this trio, the relationship has grown to a trio. Whether it was skiing in Whistler for a month, where their perfect partnership. I don't know if you know, every single conversation or every single speech that happens tonight is going to say how organized and amazing and incredible Caitlin and Cameron's Google Calendar events are. As their unorganized trio brother, it's extremely annoying. I'm not organized at all. I don't know what's going on. They chose me as I didn't know what was happening. But it's an amazing combination because they organize everything around me and I get very precise. When we went to Whistler, we spent 2 weeks perfecting the architecture of a burrito. So it can fit inside your ski outfit. So if you're in an accident, it'll perfectly catch and be perfect. But then we also went and did 60 kilometers. And we walked 60 kilometers together, and Cameron and I were dying. At the end of the walk, Caitlin luckily left us. She's like an ever-ready rabbit that also went to Deloitte and studied consulting. So we're there, she went off adventuring, and Cameron and I looked into each other's eyes, and we genuinely thought we couldn't do the rest of the 60Ks. And that's when I realized it wasn't just a duo, it was a trio. Because Caitlin came back like nothing happened, and literally started running. And Cameron and I had to keep up afterwards. So thank you again for allowing me to be part of your relationship. And I'm happy that we've been able to grow from not just the two of us, but also the three of us, Caitlin.
So I remember Cam's first introduction to the Lawrence family 7 years ago, when he brought Messina coconut ice cream to our place as a affectionate token for Caitlin. Now, many of you probably don't know, but this is Caitlin's favourite ice cream, flavour in fact, but it's Cameron's least favourite. He hates it with a passion. So the very fact that he actually brought that, knowing that he hated it and he really didn't want to eat it, actually meant to me and to us that it was something very, very special, and it was going to be a long and enduring relationship. So looking back over the years, I'm so proud the person Caitlin has become. She's grown into a confident, intelligent and beautiful young woman, and we couldn't be more proud of you. So I'm sure you all feel the same way, that Cameron is an incredibly fortunate man. He's found someone as kind and loving as Caitlin, someone who is similarly goal-oriented and driven, yes, and share the same interests, passions and aspirations. So he's a very lucky man. Remember that, Cameron? And now to you, Cam. You listening? Yeah, stop talking to Caitlin. It's me. It's been such a pleasure to get to know you. Your warmth, your energy, your enthusiasm are really contagious. You enthusiastically embrace our observations of Easter and Christmas. And yes, I know we're all getting a bit old for this, but we in the Lawrence family have a tradition of Easter hunts where we have silly games and we search for Easter eggs and we do silly games. But Cameron embraces all of them with a great passion, and so does Echo. And I'd have to say that Cameron actually outdid you, Britt, this year at Christmas, because he went over and above. He actually sewed tiny disco balls to his T-shirt, and he took the Christmas T-shirt award this last year. All this aside, we know that this union will be everlasting, given the love and admiration they exude for each other. They truly complement each other. And we wish them love, happiness, and every success in their life together. Now over to the two I see. Michael.
Clearly, some of you in the room would know what Mossad was. I was approached recently and told I could die easily. Accidents happen to people who cause trouble. So I suddenly wrote a much different speech. No, it's not true. Actually, the part about, I've got 2 pages and I'll try not to be long, but the point is, Cameron, the minute he turned up with that ice cream, this sounds so corny, but I'm sort of a wine and food guy, I thought, he's a keeper, this kid's no fool, you know. And I think that was one of the nice things. He shows his intrinsic core, and it came from the family. Firstly, obviously endorse all the people who bothered to come from Wollongong and from Queensland and whatever, and all the other people who could come from overseas. That goes without saying. But I particularly want to acknowledge, as you do when you've got, one thing I've become enjoying from meeting the Jewish diaspora so much that I have, is family is the core. And that's the part that attracted me when she converted. I thought it's not anything more important than family. And you meet Ron and you meet Hilton and Jackie, and you know how they all work together. And you meet Dee and Em and others, just everybody, like even today. I mean, just so many people I've never met come up and say, oh, isn't it great we had this and that and the other, and you're all here. And I'm a big family man. I just dig that. And I wanted to just pay also a tribute to Paul and Mog, you know. She was the godmother and godfather, and I know how much you appreciate that even, you know, in your faith. But the person who was looking after Brittany, my oldest daughter, things happened and she wasn't there. But Pog said, don't worry, I'll do that too, you know, job lot, you know, the old story. And it's lovely to have him here, particularly for that. We've already spoken about, you know, I'm not going to dwell on actually how terribly clever Cam is. We all know that. And I mean that. I have no trouble as a man, and I'm a hard man, trust me. I would entrust my daughter to him without the slightest doubt. He might not think that matters. But having met him and met people who tell me about him, he's a very worthy member, and I don't have to bother with my daughter, who I love dearly. I travelled the world with her hockey. She was at high school, and she's played first grade. That's a bit like, when I was 18 trying to play for St George and getting the hell kicked out of me. But she did really well, and we travelled, Japan, South Africa, Indonesia, and to Argentina. But what I wanted to dwell on more than anything was, I guess, the only real thing I can contribute, and I hope some of you appreciate this, for the grooms, 3 bits of advice, mate. It'll save your life, trust me. First of all, your beloved will turn out to be right. Even if at the time your logical brain, which you have plenty of, it may appear misguided of your bride to have done what she did. Trust me, she's always right. Talk to her mother-in-law, talk to her own mother. Yes, all the ladies are dead right. This is where we kick it to camera and get used to it, son. It's a story of your life, and most men will admit. And why I say that, son, it's the safest initial assumption. You can always change later, but Hilton, Ron and I, for example, and some of you gentlemen prepared to be honest, would say, yes, I wish I'd done that more often, but it's all right. Some of them are still married, surprisingly. The other is, we all know, there's a bathroom and there's a toilet part of that. So aim straight with a laser-like intensity. Missing could lead to very serious consequences. This is almost like, yes. And never, ever leave the toilet seat up or you will die in your sleep. I didn't believe that when I got married, and by golly, did I learn quickly. And if you don't still know what I'm talking about, talk to Jackie, she'll sort you out. One last picking for the groom, because I always pick on the blokes first, because you can't pick on your daughter. That'd be a bit dog, wouldn't it? For example, if Caitlin chooses a colour for something, I don't know, it doesn't matter if it's curtains or a sofa or Christ knows what, it doesn't matter. It's always right, mate. Get used to it. Now, for the bride. Now, I have to pick on my daughter. Not really. No, it's just that when Cameron's the nicest bloke when he comes to our place. He actually helps clean up with Jen and things. I'm just dying to see how this keeps going. We're going to see how this works. But I suspect he's like most of us blokes, and the women in the room will know what I'm going to say. We think we're washing up, all we're doing is wetting the plates. And for those of you who don't understand the subtlety of that, I can't explain it except talk to your wife quietly. We think we did it really well. The water wasn't hot enough, we didn't have enough detergent, there's still grease on everything. For Christ's sake, can you fix this up? No. So please make sure he knows that he has to do that, because that'll work really well. Happiness will ensue. Never let Cameron see any receipts of anything you buy unless it's a monster bargain. That's a big one. Otherwise, it could lead to awkwardness, which you don't need, because men just are not attuned to your needs. That's our failing as a gender. I think finally, to keep it clean, realising that men are simple creatures. They respond best to praise, not criticism. That's my promotion for Cameron, in a way, for explaining to my daughter. If you don't get it, use a Google ChatGPT or something to find out some words. They're very good. My wife works in the university where they're playing with this now, and it's scary what AI does, and that's what Cameron's particularly interested in. And you need words to express your feelings, and I'm not sure computers are as good as any human being, but just remember, a kiss and a cuddle, Caitlin, will solve most problems. On a more serious note, having a wine and food bent, I was struck by something that you might find funny, but back in the days when you could actually, and that wasn't that long ago, get a cork out of a bottle and talk about a message in a bottle. On the cork, it was a Chardonnay from Mondavi in the Napa Valley, no other here nor there, but a very good Chardonnay, trust me. It said, making a good wine is a skill, but making fine wine is an art. And I throw to the room, I think marriage is a bit like that. Most of us have the skill for marriage. Otherwise, why would we all do it? We think we can do this. But I've learnt as I get older, I'm 78, right? And I'm still married to this gorgeous woman after 30-something years. most of my friends won't believe a word I'm about to say, but you need to be sensitive. The art is in listening. The art is recognising, where there are areas of friction. It sounds terrifically like I've been to a therapy session, but I'm not on drugs. It's okay. I think it's all about working out if you really want to be there for the long term. No one's actually always 100% right, and I think you two have the capacity to do that. And the last sort of thing I want to leave to you is something my dad did for me, and I swore to blind, poor man's passed, but I loved him dearly, is Rudyard Kipling's If, although someone instructed me today that they thought he might have been an MI16 spy in India, and don't believe a word he wrote. And I'm going to now research that. But nevertheless, I'm going with his poem. It's on the website. It's a 1910 poem. It's If. And I won't read you all of it, but it was mostly about something that I think is the essence of marriage. And you might say, well, sex, drugs and rock and roll. Yeah, that could be right. It's called resilience. That means when the going gets tough, as the cliche goes, the rest of them get cracking. And he said to me, son, there's 4 stanzas. Each one is worth a squillion. But it's all about developing a really stoic approach to life. It says, never let the bastards get you down, without being as rude as I am, because he was much more poetic. He said, whilst you always can't prevent bad things happening to you, you can diminish their effect by staying strong to your core beliefs. And I don't care whether you're Christian, Jew, Muslim, Hindu, blah, whatever. And I want to read you just a couple of lines. It says, if you can, this is for Cameron mainly. No, it is. I admire the bloke. He has vision, he has dreams, and he doesn't yet know you won't always make it because life's a bummer sometimes. But if you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your only aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and these 2 impostors are just to be treated the same, because if you can bear to hear the truth when you've spoken, and it's been twisted by knaves, your opponents, right, to make a trap for your enemies. If you can watch things that gave you life broken, nothing left, and you can stoop, pick them up, and build them up again with even your worn out tools. It's all about you don't let the bastards ever get you down. So my wife and I are confident we have a son-in-law. I've got daughters, love them dearly, but it's good to have a bloke to cut trees down for the hoopla. And I really am grateful to Hilton because I've now got someone I can talk to as a bloke can only talk to a bloke. It's all rubbish, of course, you girls will say, but she's got too many people on her side. So thank you very much.
I'd just like to say, and I mean this with such strength, welcome to this, the most perfectly organised and orchestrated wedding reception. As has already been said, this is a wedding organised by a data scientist and a management consultant. Talk about a marriage made in heaven. 2 perfectionists who met each other and went on to be even more perfect. Us mere mortals have watched on while spreadsheet after spreadsheet has been created. Even the seating arrangements have been assessed and determined to be the most suitable based on a number of measurable outcomes.
As parents of the groom, we could not be more thrilled to be here sharing our joy with all of you. Despite being our 4th simcha, yes, Jess and Eric had 3 wedding celebrations. It's exactly what Cameron and Caitlin wanted. In fact, they organised it all. Even the menu is a surprise to us. The only part which we were involved with was the chuppah. But more about this later. Unfortunately, Jackie's sort of taken away a bit of our spark, but Jackie Nino. They wanted an intimate-ish wedding with only their and our closest friends and family. So we thank you all for coming, especially all of you who've come from afar, those from New Zealand and interstate on the Lawrence side, and all of the Americans on our side. Vasilevsky's like a theme to our speeches, and this one's no different. We want to use the chuppah, and that stood under today as the springboard for what we have to say. A chuppah is a central element of the Jewish wedding ceremony, symbolizing a new home that the newlyweds will build together. We love the metaphor of the chuppah, as it's their first home, and it represents a start to a new chapter in Cameron's and Caitlin's lives. But this particular chuppah also shows that building a life together provides challenges and difficulties, and that love and working together creates a stronger, more sustainable home with the satisfaction of sharing goals and outcomes. When Cameron and Caitlin invited me to help them make the chuppah, it seemed easy. 4 poles and a cloth on top. What could go wrong? Well, with 2 engineers and 1 orthodontist, you'd think so, but no, it turned out to be surprisingly difficult. And many a week Christmas holiday project, we should have actually asked ChatGPT how to do it. First, the wood was cut down on Caitlin's family property, and Mike and Cameron and I did this together, which was nice to see. And I provided my talit, given to me by Jackie's parents, for the roof. Then began the process of trial and error, computer-generated programs and trips to Bunnings, my spiritual home. And even better, we went there with the dogs, Echo and Puffy. We then went to the plumber store as well, so what more could you ask? After checking it for external forces, wind and weight, scent of resistance, etc., it eventuated in a special chuppah that kids got married under today. What we learned from the experience is it's not always easy to build. It requires patience, hard work, an ability to solve problems, to think outside the box, and most importantly, compromise, communication, empathy, and a lot of love. It's very much like building a long-term marriage.
In some ways, just raising Cameron was like building the chuppah. A challenge that was worth working towards. Cameron was always an individual, and even as a little boy, he couldn't wait for anything. He used to wake up at 5 a.m., just like he and Caitlin do now, jump out of his cot, land heavily on the floor and start rummaging through his drawers for clothes for the day. He was naughty, and I was frequently called to see the teacher about his behaviour. Lovely to have you here, Rob Weiss. But once he left school, he became focused and grew into the full Type A personality you all know and love. He has succeeded at everything he's tried. And luckily for him, he was born into an age of Excel spreadsheets and Google Calendar invites. He's an incredibly caring and empathetic person who listens and doesn't just talk. I so value our friendship, and I love our Saturday morning walks. I'll miss them when you move to America. Perhaps we'll have to do them on Zoom or FaceTime, yet another technology. When we first met Caitlin, she was a mere 19 years old and very shy. In fact, I think she was probably overwhelmed by the loud and raucous Vasilevskys. We have festivals where we eat donuts, festivals where we eat ice cream, and even one where we don't even eat at all. But I think what really won her over was the challah, the sweet plaited bread that we eat on Fridays. Caitlin, I have absolutely loved teaching you about our traditions, and amazingly, I have really learned so much about other ones I didn't even know about being born Jewish from you during your conversion journey. I especially loved cooking with you during the lockdowns, when I think we forged an even closer bond. And this culminated for me this week when we did our DIY mikveh. One of the highlights of my life, I think. It was amazing. We think you are a remarkable person, and we welcome you into our family with open arms. You've even managed to bring our family closer. Thank you. But before we go, we'd like to talk about our new Machatoinim. Yes, I said Machatoinim. The Lawrences, that's you. It's a new word for you to learn. It's Yiddish for in-laws. Say it after me, Mach-a-toinim.
We're so happy to have our families united. From the first time we met in 2016, we've always found being with you a pleasure, and conversation and wine has flowed freely, sometimes too freely. You've always welcomed Cameron into your homes in Sydney, New Zealand, and Mossy Point, and thank you again partially to food, in this case Mike's incredible Sunday night cooking. We've experienced that too. He too has come to feel a part of your family. Cameron's come to see Brittany as another sister, and we hope Caitlin feels the same way about Jess and Daniel. We know Echo and Puffy definitely know their cousins.
But enough of this love fest. We could go on all night, but we know you've all been sitting down for too long and eating too much of this beautiful food. So it's time for some serious dancing. Please get up and join us all for a session of boogieing.
Time. If not, just keep drinking and we pretend it just happened. So I do apologize for having to interrupt everyone's dance party just then. You had to come back to listen to me. I will hopefully keep it quick. For those who haven't yet had the pleasure of meeting me, I am Brittany. So Caitlin and I go way back. I think it's safe to say that her and I probably have the longest friendship between the two of us out of everyone in this room. 26 years ago, Caitlin waltzed into my life, accompanied by my mum and dad, on the 21st of June, 1996. I didn't really get much say in it. I said I wanted a friend to hang out with. They went with a child versus a dog. We worked with what we could do. So we've always been quite close, something that I've always cherished, and a lot of people around us would always comment on. She does mean incredibly amount to me. She is probably someone I would call my best friend through the highs and lows, someone I would probably help bury a dead body for. This is probably the most sentimental I'll be in this whole entire thing, so let's go with that. So most of our lives, people would say that we were twins, mainly because our height, as you saw my dad, we got none of that. Also our brunette hair, and that we would hang out quite a lot. Even Cameron thought we were twins when we all first met. Something I also learned very quickly as an older sister, what's mine is mine, but is also hers. Apparently I have the closet for two. You may have seen over the years on Instagram and Facebook, a lot of outfits that were actually mine, a lot of reusing of my wardrobe. So let's see if this number ends up on her. As siblings, you have your highs and lows, and as Daniel mentioned, the chaotic beauty of siblings is that, in particular, you can be literally at each other's throats, where she has borrowed another dress of mine again, without asking, or she has just jumped in the shower after I specifically said I was 45 minutes ago, but literally a short while later, it's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Want to get food? Want to go for a walk? And then all of a sudden there's peace across the household. Fights could literally be like World War III, but then fine. However, when I first met Cameron, it was during a ski trip with UNSW in 2015. I had shared a stall with New Ski during O Week while I was part of Cheersock and thought, hey, this would be a really great idea. Sister trip, skiing, living our best lives. But Cameron came. It was fun. Caitlin and Cameron started hanging out, and I was not for it. It wasn't a vibe. It was giving not committed relationship. But I will give credit where credit is due. After many a family trip and sitting next to them in the back seat with a very nauseatingly cute couple making out a lot of the time, Cameron stepped up and has made my sister very happy. And now they're getting married, they've got a fur baby, Echo, and they're about to start a very new adventure. As a sister, it's very comforting to know that her next chapter, she is someone who will always look after her, put her first, and prioritize her no matter what. So I pass that baton on to you, Cameron. I'm officially off duty. I also want to thank fellow bridesmaids, Zoe, Jess, and Waves for making today so special with Caitlin. This is also the part where I'm supposed to share some great relationship advice, but given she's the one that's been in a relationship for over 7 years, I did have to lean on a few helping hands. Thanks to Google, my advice is marriage is full of surprises, but it's mostly asking each other, do you really have to do that right now? And for Cameron, 2 phrases you always have to know and memorize are, I understand, and I can see where you're coming from. As just mentioned, it's a very common theme. Many will know that when they first got Echo, they went a bit tad overboard with data. They had a lot of different times on their whiteboard when you'd go into their home and both families would receive graphs. It's called Echo's elimination on how many times she peed and pooed and how good she was doing and improving on that. So we just want to remind Caitlin that they brought a whole new meaning to freak in the sheets. So Waverley's advice is that to keep all sheet-related behaviour to the bedroom, and please refrain from doing this for your future children. We don't want to receive that. We want you to never forget your origins as UNSW's power engineering couple. Zoe has a strong memory of both of you sitting in the back of Level 5 Ainsworth, looking like the king and queen of UNSW engineering, solving all the tutes and assignments. This is a testament to the idea that there are very few problems or goals that a Gantt chart, matrix diagram, or a force field analysis can't solve. And that together you both can achieve anything. Now, Cam, I want you to place your hand on top of Caitlin's. You doing that? You ready? Now we want you to cherish this moment, because this is the last time you'll ever have the upper hand. Ew, so gross. Now, I've been told that we have another 2 dance blocks to go, so I challenge you all to take a sip or a shot if you heard any of the songs you requested when you RSVP'd. You can also play catch-up from the last one. I'll be ready and waiting for mine, Gasolina by Daddy Yankee. So please join me in raising your glasses and celebrate the beautiful bride and Cameron. L'chaim. I'm done.
Good evening, family and friends. It's so special that you can all be with us here today. I'm excited to be up here, ready to do our first dance with my beautiful new wife. I'm just kidding. We all know I can't dance.
So tonight, instead of a first dance, we wanted to do things in a way that it's a little more us, We're 2 married consultants, so are you surprised at all? Is this a shock? Shouldn't be. If you are, don't know why you're here. So what we've done is we've pulled together a presentation. It's our first presentation as a married couple, and we're so excited.
Come forward if you want.
Come forward if you can't see, otherwise you'll miss out. So I've organized the contents, you know, I've thought of the structure, I've thought of the so what. You all get it, right? The so what of it all. Why are we doing this? What's it all about? And I've even color-coded where appropriate.
And I have provided the data. Not a surprise to anyone, but I've tracked a lot of things over the last 7 years in spreadsheets, calendars, daily logs, all of it getting used today. And all of you thought it was a waste of time.
Overall, it pretty much sums us up. I'm incredibly organized. I like to make sure that everything is beautiful and neat. You know, I make sure that we're on point. Cam, a bit more flexible, but he's just as type A as I am. He comes with a bit of baggage, you know, data-driven mindset and all. It's a bit heavy to deal with.
In short, we're a great, if not slightly nerdy team. I even had some people giving me, I'm going to call them compliments just before saying we are nerdy and everyone's realized it.
Yeah, we're pretty chuffed about that. So tonight we'd like to share our story. Caitlin and Cameron, the queen of to-dos and the king of data. Wait, it's a love story. Come on, we gotta do a bit of that. So tonight we want to take you through a journey of how we got here today.
And I want to take you through the data that supported us. But first, we have a few thank yous. It's fair to say that no matter how organized you are, you cannot celebrate a day like this without the people that matter. To that end, Caitlin and I would especially like to thank the guests who have traveled from all around. We have friends and family who've come from the US, New Zealand, and all across Australia. It's appreciated that you'll be here with us today because it wouldn't be the same without you.
And we also want to thank our families, who we'll touch upon shortly, and our bridal party. Did you guys see the horror? 4 of them weren't even Jewish, and they fucking killed it. Our groomsmen and bridesmaids are insanely awesome, and honestly, you're our sisters and brothers and the ones we choose as family. And we are so appreciative and honored that you guys are up there with us today, and we are so thankful that we had you by our side today.
There really is no shortage of thank yous. But for anyone that has helped, cheered, and supported us along the way, you know who you are, and we truly thank you. And really, it has been a journey. So let's take you through that.
All right, theme 1. We've got a few, so buckle in. Theme 1, we're a bit of a slow burn.
That's right, everyone. Brittany touched on this a bit, but what she didn't mention is this was not a love at first sight story for me and Caitlin. From the day we first met, yes, that is us on that day, late July, Caitlin definitely had the stronger affection for me. My confidence, poor spelling, and 5th-year uni student arrogance definitely rubbed off on her. This was even when I wasn't even trying. At one point, I even told her I wasn't looking for a serious relationship, but that didn't sway her. Can you tell she's driven? But don't worry, that did change, and the tide soon turned.
And then what happened? Of course, naturally, every woman in the room, I made him work for it. From day 1, I told him that I was a catch. You know, date me, I'm worth it. So when he officially asked me out, and it was in the middle of my engineering exams, what do you think I said? No, I've got to study.
But I was persistent. I kept going and kept asking.
I knew he was a bit different, and he was up for a bit of a challenge, knowing me. So I said yes to the date as long as he picked me up. And as we know, my parents went into this.
A lot of our jokes have been stolen tonight, so just embrace them. That was my first time outside of the Jewish bubble. To be honest, it was intimidating. Not just because I was outside of my comfort zone, but because Mike, as he mentioned, wanted to meet me before I took Caitlin out. But the good news, as they mentioned, I brought Messina. And it clearly worked. It got mentioned in their speech. I have to thank my mum, though, for that. She did suggest I bring something, so.
So I guess the rest is history, and I think our speech wraps up there, right? I think we're pretty much done. Oh, actually, there's a few things in the way, right? I'm pretty sure we had like a bit of a Jewish conversion. That was sort of a big deal. We had a fair few Christmases, maybe 7. There might have been a fair few. I think there were braces somewhere along the way in that. Thanks, Hilton, a bit for the mouth guard in there for hockey. We also had a 2-year lockdown together. I'm sure many of you also had the same. We also got a dog. Don't know if that was a surprise to anyone. Surprisingly, we've done a lot of travel, a lot of skiing. We've also had a bit of an argument. You guys might have heard about this, but yeah, we had an argument about who said I love you first.
Actually, audience participation, you can all help us settle this once and for all.
That's it. I think we're done after this. So I think I said it first because time-wise, like chronologically, I was first. I wrote it in a letter, so I'm pretty sure I win this.
And I don't think writing counts. I actually said it. So I think I'm the one who said it first.
All right, whatever. We'll settle this once and for all. So put your hands up if you think I was the first one to say I love you first. Pretty sure that's all the bridal party invite, but we're gonna go with that. And we're gonna count a few more. All right, and now hands up if you think it was Cameron.
There was a whole joke here where we'll just like even it out, but like honestly, I think I did lose that.
Yeah. we even wrote, okay, both say I'm right. I think I just get to say that, I'm pretty sure.
I'm disappointed by all of you.
Yeah. Guys, the door's there. It's fine. You can leave anytime. All right, theme 2. We're moving on. Shared and similar values. So as we started getting to know each other, it was obvious early on that while our backgrounds were different, our values were aligned, and the way we support each other is really unique and really special. The biggest thing we share is our love for family, which we've touched upon tonight, our similar passions and drive, thank you in-laws and parents, and of course, in case it wasn't obvious tonight at our ceremony, our love for Echo, our dog.
But importantly, we have the data to support this. I prepared an analysis of the last 7 years of messages between Caitlin and I, and you can see these common themes and the trends. Guys, axis, relative reference. Along the bottom, years. We have family. You can see it's increased. We have work. Again, a bit of an increase. You can see a bit of a dip there. We won't talk about that one. Echo, you can see where she's born, and then we care about her less. We have travel, bit of a COVID dip there, and then everything else. We really have aligned on that stuff together. And then for those who don't like graphs, we also have a pretty word cloud showing our aligned values.
Send that to us in an email. We don't have time tonight. All right. Our families are our glue, in case that isn't obvious from our speeches tonight. And it's really beautiful for our relationship with them to have grown and evolved over the years. To my parents, Mike and Jen, I'm so blessed to have your support and your genes. Dad, as you mentioned, I have the best memories of traveling around the world for hockey with you, and I know I get my attention to detail and drive for facts from you, which I'm sure has influenced my decision to be standing next to my data-based, pun intended, husband today. Mum? Yeah, round of applause, please, for the man of the father of the groom. Woo! Mum, Jennifer Lawrence, not to be confused with the famous movie star and celebrity, even though she has that on the fridge. Mum Jennifer Lawrence, Miss Jen, getting married doesn't change the fact that I'm still your little girl. I'm still going to be taking my hand wash only clothes to you on Sundays. You're over there. Thanks so much. I thought you were over there. I was like, she's somewhere. You have made sacrifices in life to make sure that Brittany and I wouldn't have to make any, and it's honestly such an honourable value that Cam and I look forward to bringing into our future family. To my amazing maid of honour, there she is filming, love her, and sister, Brittany, because without her, I'm not even sure Cam and I would have met. As my partner in crime and twin in stature, you have taught me how to be competitive and still act like a lady about it, how to dance, and that sharing is caring. As you've mentioned in your speech, you know, I'm going to be forever thankful that I have you and your wardrobe, your clothes, your makeup, everything in my life. I'm pretty sure there were some photos of the getting ready bridal shots where you were doing my lip liner. So very thankful I have you in my life. Thank you so much for everything.
And to my family, each of you, the relationship has matured with age, just like Pups' wine. Dad, you're a great listener and ask deep, insightful questions that help me get to the crux of the issue. I can't see my dad. A skill set I try to use daily. You've taught me the importance in life and told me that You've taught me that there is still things that I must do, even if I don't want to, and the importance of giving, in particular to family. Mum, you personified the things you've taught me. You love immensely, and you give with everything you have, even to your own detriment. I know you will always be there for me, and do everything you can to make sure Caitlin and I have everything that we could ever need. Both Caitlin and I will take these values and implement them in our future family. Jessica, it's no surprise to anyone here that we haven't always gotten along. But to be honest, I truly treasure our relationship. You have pushed me and challenged me professionally to be better, both professionally and personally, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. Daniel, as you mentioned, you are the person I'm closest to in this world, apart from, of course, my new wife. You've challenged my behaviors and pushed me to be a better person. You speak to me in an open way that others don't, and this has really helped me and shaped the person I am today.
To my new in-laws, Jackie and Hilton. You have raised such a wonderful son with such incredible character and a very interesting laugh. I still question it. I don't know what happened. So strange. From day one, your home has always been open to me, and I have felt comfortable and confident to be myself and speak my mind. It's yet another value that we align on and will bring into our future family.
To Mike and Jen, I've always admired how protective you are of the family unit. You've gone out of your way to make sure that both your daughters are always safe and supported. I couldn't feel more special to now be officially part of the Lawrence family unit. And to the last part of our family, our grandparents. Unfortunately, as mentioned before, 7 out of 8 are not present with us. But we know that their values, beliefs, lessons are living on not only in their children, but in us, their grandchildren.
All of the values that we are aligned on were spoken about at our ceremony today. They are quite unique to us and were quite easy to come up with as well, given that we're so in sync and obviously so close to those around us. The best thing for us and our families these days, though, is that we keep evolving and we keep getting closer, and we even have new traditions forming. Get ready for this.
For example, I now get presents on Christmas and chocolate on Easter.
I don't know what went wrong with me, but anyway, I now get matzah on Passover, and I also get a 24-hour fast on Yom Kippur. I don't know, guys, why did I do this? But anyway, to be fair, I get challah each week. It's pretty great. Love Shabbat. It's a big, big perk. Just don't tell the rabbi that was the only reason why I converted.
In all seriousness, with the support of our family and consistent drive, passion, and determination in everything we do, we're confident to take on anything in our future.
Theme 3, individually strong, together perfect. I only did it for that. Okay, so one of the things I loved about Cameron from the beginning was that we were both studying engineering at university. I thought, oh my God, amazing, great. We have so much in common. While we were on a bit of the same page at the beginning, I realized the way we got there, though, was slightly a bit different at times. But once we figured out each other's strengths, we've never looked back.
One of my groomsmen once said that he likes Caitlin because we balance each other out. Johnny, call out. And honestly, this couldn't be more true. Others have already spoken about some of these things, but really, Echo joining our family was a perfect example of how we approach things slightly differently, but together we get a better result. At first, I'm going to be honest, I was a little overwhelmed. I had all the spreadsheets, I'd watched all of the TikToks, and I'd figured out walks, and I'd tracked food to intake. As many had mentioned, but this is the actual graph. Pretty good. You can see Echo hasn't peed inside for 809 days. It's pretty good. But look, I tracked everything, and I wanted everything to be perfect for Echo. But Caitlin, instead of running for the hills, she picked up her role as Echo Project Manager. She helped us figure out schedules for walks and training, and she also booked cafes and accommodation to ensure that Echo could join us on all of our different adventures across Sydney.
So this balanced method is applied to all aspects of our life together. I bring the organisation and logistics, Cameron, the data and insights, and together we build a family. Cue the oh. Good work, guys. Thanks. We didn't even practice that. Not only have our complementary personality traits enabled us to reach our goals, but so too have our interests and hobbies. And we really do push each other to level up. Cam, being an avid skier, meant that it was inevitable I would embrace the sport. Sorry. Yeah, listen, he's trying to do rails every season. Every single season, he's like, film me, Daniel, film me, Caitlin, film me, please, I'm so good. I'm gonna nail this one. And it's like, are you really gonna? Okay, we'll just do it anyway. So anyway, his fondness of the snow has certainly rubbed off on me. I knew I would embrace the sport eventually. But honestly, like out of all the family members, I just didn't imagine becoming the best skier on the mountain so quickly. That's a shout out to Ivan and Suzanne. You guys taught me.
Before Caitlin, if it wasn't skiing, I wouldn't do any physical activity. That's too much of a laugh. If you told me years ago that I'd go to gym daily, I'd run a half a marathon, and that I would walk 60 Ks in the rain, I would have laughed at you. And yet, we did that only recently. Caitlin's high energy and athletic nature has definitely rubbed off on me for the better.
We really do bring the best of ourselves to our relationship, and for every challenge we face, we really do it together. In the wise words of Kanye West, we work it harder, make it better, do it faster, and it makes us stronger. Oh, love him. Theme 4, always growing. We're just about at the end, stay tuned.
I know every groom in their wedding speech says their wife is perfect for them. And honestly, it's become a bit of a cliche. But how many of them can actually prove it? I've tracked a lot of stuff since Caitlin and I started dating. And honestly, all of it, except for my cholesterol, thanks Jen for all the cheese. But seriously, all of the data says this woman is perfect for me. She makes me better, and here is the proof. With Caitlin by my side, I sleep 15% better. I am 35% happier. I'm doing 500% more physical activity. I read 12 times more books a year, and I have 10x my knowledge on reality TV. Thus, the data proves it. Caitlin has made me healthier, smarter, and happier. For anyone who wants it after, happy to send an email of the analysis, full paper. I got it, I'm ready. But really, I don't, it's true. But really, I don't need the data to tell me that. I choose to be with Caitlin every day because of the things you can't measure. It's the feelings and patterns that her and I have together. It's listening to podcasts while we do puzzles, or watching documentaries while we have our special desserts. I can honestly say we grow, change, and develop to be better people for each other and with each other. Now, for this wedding, we have trialed a lot of different organisation tools, not surprising to anyone here. But to be honest, I couldn't love Caitlin more than when she records our decisions on our Confluence page or sets me in action. That's all legit data, everyone. Wouldn't fake this. I can say with confidence, I've found the truly perfect person. The one who will grow with me and continue to develop with me and our family.
In everything we do, we really do make each other better. With Cam, I've pushed myself to reach new goals and complete things I never imagined I would. A good example of that is doing double blacks down the front of Symphony Chair in Whistler with me screaming at him for taking me on it, even though it was my idea in the first place. I'm thankful that he makes me question the way I do things or why I think a certain way. He constantly keeps me on my toes, and he's made me a morning person. I don't know how that happened, but he's really pushed me to be the best version of myself. He helps me regroup when I get lost mid-sentence. He puts up with my half-closed cupboards, and he turns off the light switches that I leave on. So much so that he automated everything a few weeks into living together, so we wouldn't have to deal with that problem anymore. With kindness and care, he does the most amazing things for me that make me feel so loved and so special. Like with anything I do, he's my person, he's the guy I get to spend the rest of my life with, and I couldn't be happier.
So with that, we bring you to the end of our love story. But really, it's just the beginning. We have a lifetime of adventures together, and hopefully soon, one off to the US.
Yeah, a few boos, a few cheers, I'm not sure what's going on. All right. So, as we've been taught in Consulting 101, Here's a quick summary to Echo, our dog's name. The key points of our presentation, in case you fell asleep in the last 20 minutes. Number 1, we started off as a bit of a slow burn, but, since then we've really never looked back. Number 2, our core values are aligned. We're driven, we're family oriented, and there will always be a dog in our home, so just be aware of that. And Shivani as well, you too, maybe we're not sure about what's going on there. Number 3, we have strong individual qualities, and together we have perfect synergy. Yeah, all the consultants got that one. And number 4, we are always growing and improving to meet new heights. So as we move into this married phase of life, please stand by for more presentations, more photo album links, more calendar invites, and a whole lot more Echo spam.
And that's it.
Join us on the dance floor, and then we'll have dessert after, but first dancing.
Tremble, little lion man, you'll never settle any of your scores. Your grace is wasted in your face, your boldness stands alone among the wreck. Now learn from your mother, or spend your days biting your own neck. But it was not your fault but mine, and it was your